Hi everyone, and welcome into our Sunday afternoon stream here on CBS19 Plus, our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Hope everyone's having a great weekend, trying to stay as cool as you can. It is going to get hotter this week. We are forecasting the hottest week collectively so far this year. And what I mean by that is we should have high temperatures at 95 or 96 degrees each day. And we have not had a week like that so far, summer or late spring, that has equaled this kind of warmth. So hottest week so far this year, safe to say. Heat advisory already in effect for tomorrow. More heat advisories will likely be issued for parts of the area or perhaps all of East Texas at some point Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe into Friday, though it looks like now at the end of the week the temperatures could cool down just a little bit. Of course, we have the risk of heat illness when you start talking about temperatures like this. I got to tell you, I went for a longer walk back on Friday when the temperature was only 89 degrees and I was out in the full sunshine, and it really started to feel like I was getting a little of a heat cramp, stomach ache, kind of a headache, just sweating a lot. And so that's why the advice here is to stay as hydrated as you can and avoid those hottest parts of the day, working outside or exercising outside. It's better to get out in the morning, cut the grass, do the lawn care. Maybe in the late evening, closer to sunset, would be another good time to do that. Same holds true with exercising. If you have to work outside, you know the rule. Take frequent breaks. You're staying hydrated. You're getting into shade when possible and into air conditioning also when possible. We'll talk more about that here in just a second. Heat advisory through 8 p.m. Monday. Longview is included in that. Henderson, Nacogdoches, and Lufkin. Jacksonville, Tyler, Sulphur Springs, Canton, Athens, Crockett, not included in the heat advisory, but still please use those precautions to stay away from getting heat cramps or heat illness. That heat advisory goes as far south down into Sabine County and the southern end of Toledo Bend. Here's what it could feel like Monday afternoon: 106 at Carthage, 106 at Jefferson, could feel like 108 at Henderson, and just below the heat advisory criteria from Mineola to Jacksonville down to Groton, where it could feel 102 degrees. And then Tuesday afternoon, pretty much the same. We're talking about heat advisory criteria being met at Jefferson and at Carthage, very close to it at Nacogdoches. So Nacogdoches and Nacogdoches County may be thrown into the heat advisory. Tyler and Jacksonville, again, may stay just outside of that heat advisory. But once again, we need to practice those heat precautions. All right, nice fair weather cumulus field across the area today. Temperatures have made it up to 94 degrees. The dew points are on the muggy side of things in the lower 70s. There is somewhat of a summer breeze blowing at about 14 miles an hour, providing some relief if you're in the shade and you are maybe drinking some lemonade or iced tea or something like that, or just kind of enjoying the shade. I got to tell you, in the shade, that's where the temperature is measured. The temperatures are measured in louvered boxes suspended or built about 3 feet above the ground, and they're in the shade. So that's the temperature. In the shade is 94 degrees. You get out in the sunshine, and it can feel like it's about 104 in that direct sunlight. And with the humidity, it does feel like 103 degrees. All right, current feels like temperatures around the region: Winona, 102, Lindale, 102, Van, 102, Durgin, Tatum at about 105. Feels like 103 at Hallsville and Diana. 105 is what it feels like down in Troop. 104 at White House over parts of deep East Texas. Not much better. It feels like 100 at Jacksonville and Rusk and Cushing. Also Mount Enterprise checking in with a feels like temperature of 100 degrees. Crockett, Kennard, Redtown, 105, Grapeland, 105, Slocum. Feels like 105 at Broadus. It feels like 108 degrees. Some pretty hot weather out there. A balmy breeze tonight, clear skies. South winds 5 to 10 will fall to 77 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, we've got a hot breeze blowing out of the south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Plenty of sunshine and a high temperature of 96. If it does reach 96 tomorrow, that will make it the hottest day so far this year. So we do have the weather impact alert until Monday at 8 p.m. The heat illness is going to be the biggest impact. The need is to stay hydrated and stay in the air conditioning as much as you can. So far this year, July 19th, 95 degrees. That was the warmest day, along with July 17th and July 12th. And then on the 11th and the 8th, we had temperatures right there at about 94. No 100-degree days yet this summer. Last year we had 6. We've had as many as 22, 23 over the last couple of years. It's been about 4 or 5 years since we've dodge the 100-degree bullet when it comes to high temperatures. I'm not sure we're going to do that. We may get closer to the end of the month, maybe around August 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, we could see a 100-degree day. But the heat this week, it's because of this. This is a high-pressure area or a heat dome aloft, air that is piling up and pushing down on us. If you follow the clockwise flow around that high-pressure area, you'll notice that the center of the high is somewhere over the mid-Mississippi River Valley. Tyler's into the southwesterly flow aloft, and so that should allow some drier air to mix down to the surface, so the dew point could drop in the afternoon, but that will only help the air temperature push upwards. So there's a very real possibility Wednesday or Thursday, maybe even Friday, that we could see a high temperature around 96 or 97 degrees. So right now we're going 96 tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. 97 on Thursday would be our peak temperature, and then Friday back down to 96. We are watching some tropical moisture or a little wave from the Gulf that is spreading back to the west late in the week. Some of this makes it all the way into parts of deep East Texas. So 20% chance of rain, that would be about it if enough moisture can kind of collect itself together and we pick up a shower Friday or Saturday, and that would be the only chance of rain this week. When we look at rainfall over the next 7 days, these are scant amounts. I mean, you're talking about trace amounts, Cherokee County and Anderson County, all the way over into Nacogdoches County. Maybe a 1/10 of an inch around Center, 1/10 of an inch at Hemp Hill to Lufkin, back toward Crockett, maybe a trace. I mean, it's just not a lot. If you really want to keep the grass green now, this time of the year with that heat, probably best to water it early in the morning, let that water soak into the lawn, and then let the sun do its job during the day. Don't really want to do it much in the evening, I'm told, because that water sits on the lawn, it doesn't evaporate, and so you can have some mold and fungus grow on your lawn. So just a little bit of landscaping advice that I've picked up over the years. Future Skycast, 7 a.m. We got a southwesterly wind, temperatures in the mid-70s Monday morning, warming to around 96 in Tyler, 98 over in Marshall, 97 at Center, 98 down at Nacogdoches. Tuesday morning, more of the same, temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. A few low clouds drift through Tuesday morning. They dissipate. We're back to bright, bold sunshine by Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday morning starts off clear. Again, southwesterly winds bringing in that drier air, allowing the air temperature to rise rapidly, so that by Wednesday afternoon, we've got temperatures again in the lower 90s. All right, eye on the tropics. Not much going on here across the Gulf. That's good news for any cruisers out of Galveston, or if you're flying down to Miami, taking a cruise, perhaps over to the Bahamas. That looks pretty good, at least for the next several days. There is this little wave out here, but now it only has a 10% chance of becoming Tropical Storm Dexter. So we will see what happens with that, but it's going to drift off to the west and not much of a chance for development. All right, let's talk about Monday afternoon. We got a hot day in store for us Monday. The record high is 105. That's safe. The high temperature 96. That's just a degree above average. Your sun will rise tomorrow morning, 6:29. We have a mostly sunny, hot, humid afternoon. Again, a breeze out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles an hour, and high temperatures making it up to around 94 at San Augustine, 93 at Gilmer, 93 at Palestine, and 94 at Crockett. Here's your Bill of Scott and White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. 96, partly cloudy on Monday, Tuesday 96, Wednesday 96, Thursday 97, Friday mostly sunny up to 96 degrees. There's a small chance for maybe a shower in parts of deep East Texas either Friday evening, Friday night, or Saturday. Otherwise, it's dry. It is a little cooler thanks to increased cloud cover Saturday and Sunday, so maybe 94 degrees, but then temperatures are right back into the upper 90s by the end of this 10-day forecast. And as we get closer and closer to August, we might be talking about our first 100-degree day of the year. Thanks for watching our stream here on CBS 19 Plus and on our Facebook channel and our YouTube, our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Should say all that correctly. But anyway, we appreciate your time this afternoon. Have a great Sunday night. Don't forget about CBS 19 News at 10. We'll update this forecast on CBS 19 News at 10. Look for other updates on CBS19.tv.